we go, top 5. It's too noisy, it's not going to work. Okay, let's try something else. Check. Hey, alright. I have to video. Check. Those who can, do. Those who can't, teach. This is a quote that bothered me for some time before getting into teaching. I think it's easy to think that somehow if we go into teaching, we've failed as in some ways as musicians. I actually don't think this is true, and I don't think the statement is true. I think the ability to teach requires something extra, to put into words what this thing, music, is and what it's about and all the complexities of it, and communicate that to other people actually takes something more than just doing. It takes something extra. I've been in the classroom now for 10 years, and as it's 2019 and I've set myself this challenge of producing one piece of content every week on this channel, I thought it was time to reflect and think about how I've really grown as a musician and how teaching has really made me the musician I am today. So I wanted to count down my top 5 reasons why teaching is the best way to make money from music. Number 1, you'll be a legend. This is a really profound and special part of the job. We all remember our first experiences of getting on stage and performing. We all remember what it was like to get off the stage and all of that work that you put in to be paid off. And it's the reason that we keep coming back for more. It's the reason that we're still doing what we're doing. And in a school, you get to do that every day with the kids. You have to be that person for them. You actually have to fulfill almost every part of the music industry for them. You're the band leader, the arranger, the conductor, you organize the events, you set up the stage, you run every aspect of it. And to get to see them really experience that for the first time, see that smile of satisfaction come across their face when they come off the stage and hear people telling them how good it was, it's really special, and it's a great privilege to get to see that through their eyes again, and to be that person that gave them those first opportunities to become a musician. Number 2, people will think you're awesome. This is a rather narcissistic one, and as musicians maybe we can be accused of this from time to time, but actually it's quite an interesting one. Really, in the classroom you will get to be the best musician in the room. This doesn't happen a lot for musicians, but the way this manifests itself can be a little weird and actually quite amazing and really rewarding. You see, the truth is, when they see you doing something and you're performing or you're coming up with a song or you're modeling that task for them, it's not really you that they think it's amazing, it's the trick that you've learned. See, music is almost like an illusion, and we learn all these little tricks. So I can sit down and play 1-4-5 and come up with a song, and they'll sort of think it's amazing, but it's not me, it's the trick. We all know what 1-4-5 can do and how it underpins all of a lot of the music that we listen to, but for them they don't see it. And here's the real clincher, right? Like, it's just a learned thing. They can learn to do it too. So it's not that I'm amazing, it's that what I've learned to do is amazing. And to help them really see this and understand that they can just break down this, they can learn to do that same trick on other people, that music is just about applying yourself and learning these simple tricks and bringing all that together. That's an incredible thing to get to do. Number 3, 5 gigs a day, every day. This one comes down to the grind of the job, really, which may not always be the most satisfactory bit of it, but it really teaches you a lot. See, when I was performing, I might struggle to get like 2 gigs a month. In teaching, you've got to get through this 5 times a day, and you get very, very good at it very quickly. See, there's a lot that you need to respond to in a classroom, and to feel that sense of mastery of something, only by merit of the amount of times that you've done it, but to get to that point that you feel like you're in control of your classroom, you know all of the nuances of what it is, you know how to adapt to situations, kids being in a bad mood, chairs being thrown, being punched in the face, which has happened to me. You just get really good at judging a situation, rolling with it, and really knowing how to work the room. And you can only get to do this by doing it every single day. So yes, it would be great to have that level of experience on the stage, but that's not always easy to do. But to be able to feel like you have got to the mastery of something only after 2 or 3 years, it's really quite incredible. Number 4, learning how to learn. I remember leaving university in my early 20s and feeling like I'd somehow reached the level of musicianship that I was set at, and then I had to go off and use that to turn it into a career somehow. And this really affected me and really affected my career as well. And getting into the classroom, you really understand and start to develop that understanding, like it's just learning, and you have to just put in the time and the effort, and actually that this doesn't ever need to end at any point. See, in a school you can see kids racing towards exams, they study and they hope that once they've passed the exam somehow their success in that will open up a whole level of opportunities and possibilities for them. But actually we need to be much better at encouraging them to learn at every point in their life. And in the classroom you've got to learn a range of different things. You've got to learn how to use IT, how to make videos, how to learn new instruments. You've got to learn like the ukulele or piano skills, something that you didn't know before. And in helping the kids, you need to be that example, model for them what it is to learn these new skills. And you pick up so much like that I wouldn't have otherwise ever had an opportunity, or as a professional musician I would have never had to have learned those skills. And that now I really believe that I can learn anything I want, and I see now the next 10-20 years stretching out in front of me of all the things that I can learn, and that's all because of what I got to experience in the classroom. Okay, number 5, and this is a big one. You actually get paid. That's right, every month I get a pay packet, comes in, I know exactly how much it's going to be, I get it for 12 months of the year, and in the summer I get a nice long 6-week break to relax, go traveling, write some music, do anything that I want with it. And this isn't always the case when you're a professional musician. You can be, as you're developing that career, it can be very hand to mouth. Yes, you've got to work extremely hard. There's no musician I know that doesn't have to do that. But yep, it's a pretty good feeling to be able to work it out and know exactly what you're going to have and when. So that's it. That wraps up my top 5. I hope this has been interesting. I wonder if you feel any of it's correct, or maybe I've missed the point on some of these. It'd be great to hear or have a discussion about it. Please comment in the comments down below, send me an email, whatever. I'm out here in Dubai. It's a beautiful day. Probably getting sunburnt, so it's about time I pack this in. But see you in the next one.